Well, hey, I'm John Hart. Welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today I'm sharing with you my personal top 3 favorite hitters. Not haters, hitters. High intensity trainers. Okay, specifically. These are the ones who have some sort of social media presence, number one. I do go to that social media myself to follow occasionally. Sometimes, I'm subscribed to their channels. Sometimes it's just low-key lurking because I learn and also because I enjoy some aspect of their channel. So all of these I'm about to mention to you are in some way, shape, or form pretty good, and you'll learn some good things from. However, my top 3 are the ones that I would say are the ones. If you're not subscribing to these top 3 and not following them on their social media, there's a problem. Okay, you need to get them. They very worthy. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to give you a couple parameters before I give you my honorable mentions. Okay, I'm going to give you my honorable mentions first. I have 2 of them, and then I'm going to give you my top 3. When it comes to the parameters that I placed on this, when I've been asked this question multiple times, who do I follow or who do I recommend, things like that, when it comes to high intensity trainers, I had to think about this because, there's some aspects that has nothing to do with who's got the greatest body, okay, although they all have great bodies. It doesn't have anything to do with, who has the biggest following. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, they all have a following. Accolades, nope. But let's just say all 3 top 3 have in common that they've all been competitive, that aspect of it. So immediate on my end, I have a level of respect for them. They've put it on stage. Not just put it on stage, but all 3 have won their fair share of titles, and the top 3, not by coincidence, also share the one quality that all 3 are natural. And so that aspect of it, it's after I made my list that I noticed that. And so I'm going to say that's one of the parameters that I saw as being, wow, that was kind of important in the end, because they know the ins and outs of eating, training, and getting the best results they can naturally. Okay, so that part is important, although my 5 are not natural entirely. So anyway, here I go. Honorable mention number 1 is the greatest bodybuilder of all time who's been a high-intensity trainer, and that would be Dorian Yates, 6-time Mr. Olympia. Why is he an honorable mention? Why is he not in my top 3? I'm going to give you that first. Number 1 is the top 3 guys have a little bit more of a diversity to them when it comes to their ability to switch routines up, change things up, based on the client. I'm not taking anything away from Mr. Olympia. Dorian, I followed him from the day he was still an amateur actually, and I saw him as being amazing. And then when he became a professional, I followed his career straight through. The fact that he was a high-intensity trainee at the time, that further was impressive to me. I actually really like his main training routine, the one that he used as a professional, but also as Mr. Olympia, but also the one that he recommends most to his clientele. That aspect of it is really great on the one hand, and then on the other hand is one of the reasons why I kind of left him out of my top 3. And that is Dorian sticks with that main routine as his biggest recommendation in all of his high-intensity training videos. And it's a great routine. I use it quite often and throughout my year, and I like it. And I modified it, though, for the natural bodybuilder, for me and for my clientele. And Dorian apparently has as well. So those things are great. And it works well. It's a nice routine to throw into the mix in the course of your year or every other year, however way you want to do it. But Dorian was a HIT trainee for 20 years or so, or not 20 years, a little bit less than that. before he became a trainer. So in retirement, he's become a trainer and has done rather well for himself. And I find that on the positive end, why is he getting an honorable mention here as a trainer? Because man, who's more motivating than six-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates yelling at you, you know, with his accent and everything to get more reps. Oh man, you know, just loading the weight on the machines or on the bar. I could only imagine. You know, to me, he would be more motivating than even Mike Mentzer. And I trained with Mike Mentzer back in the day, but of course Mike was post-retirement and didn't quite have an edge to him like I see Dorian has. So I like the aggression when Dorian has somebody going to train. It's very fun sounding. Someday, who knows, maybe I'll get a training session in with him. But that's my number one. My number two honorable mention, and this one's going to surprise some of you because something about him. I like his channel. A few of the videos that he's done have really stood out to me. Vincent. I'll put all these social media links down below, by the way. You can find them on either YouTube or on Instagram mainly, or their website. But I'll put something down there for you guys to find them on if you want. Vincent is a high-intensity trainer. I did say, and I'm not, you know, let's just say the first one, Dorian, as a professional bodybuilder and six-time Mr. Olympia, he acknowledges that he was not natural during his career, and even in some interviews, I think it was on Joe Rogan, he acknowledged that, you know, he uses hormone replacement therapy in retirement. I don't know anything other than that about the man. Vincent, I don't know anything about the man, you know, personally. I know he's not competed. So he's the only one out of the bunch that has not competed. And the part that might surprise you about why I would even recommend him is, and checking his channel out, is because he actually does that super slow crap that I really can't stand. You know, that's it. It's about the only thing. I like his routines. I like how he's intense about the training. If he stepped on stage, I'd probably, you know, really give him more credit in that realm as far as being a trainer. There's something special about just getting up there and putting it on the line, okay? It's, you know, when you have a frame and you have muscle on you, putting it out there is great. So he would be my second honorable mention. I mean, just two trainers worthy of taking a look at their channel. Okay, here we go with my number three. And this one's really going to surprise you. Out of all of them, I know you guys are going to be looking at me like, what? Huh? Yes. Kevin Richardson. His YouTube channel, Naturally Intense, I believe it is, off the top of my head. Kevin Richardson. I mean, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? All of that. Well, this has been, probably out of all of them, this is the one I've probably been low-key lurking. I can make fun of myself. Checking out his channel quite often because I really like the subject matter that he uses. I really do. He's been a natural bodybuilder. He competed in the organization I competed in, the WNBF, for years and did rather well. He's won contests and has an amazing physique back in the day as well as right now. And I know he's in that 50-plus age category. So now, man, not only do we have a natural bodybuilder, high-intensity trainer who's adjusted workouts for clientele as needed, has a great routine that he puts out there quite often and teaches people well, has the heart of a teacher, but also to this day, over 50, maintains and has a great physique. Okay, so this guy, I think you should check him out. Okay, he's notice the people that I'm putting on this channel, or the people I'm recommending to go and check out my high-intensity trainer list, are people not necessarily based, again, on their following. Some of them do not have a massive following, and that's all right. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's the information. At one point, I remember some guy making fun of me when I had 1.7 thousand followers. At 1.7, that's 1,700 subscribers on YouTube. I had some guy get on there and call me a clown. And in the comments section, it's still up there. You can look on back at some of my videos from back about 4 years ago. And he called me a clown and he was relentless. I mean, and how he just totally dismissed all of my information. and anything that I had to say because of it, just because of that one fact. So, his loss. Anyway, Kevin Richardson, naturally intense, my number 3. My number 2. And by the way, Kevin, if you're out there watching this, I'll tag you in this. We got to hook up, collaborate. Done. My number 2, and some of you saw the interview that I did with him and my buddy Ian Duckett, and that would be Russell Clark. Russell Clark, man, oh man, this dude is a man's man, number 1. Okay, we're talking about industrial strength, man's man. And former military guy, and training these last 30, 40 years longer in high intensity training fashion. He's just done it the entire time, from beginning until now. And he's written a book that's out there right now. I highly recommend you get his book. I'll put a link down below for that. This man has got a physique, a great physique. And he's competed not only in his 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, who now in his 60s. And he's won at all those levels. He continues to this day. Is he done? I don't know. You'll have to check it out with him. Okay, so Russell Clark, a great, fun interview. I'll put the link down below, by the way, for the interview that I did with Ian, where we interviewed Russell Clark. It was really good and has a ton of information in there and all of his explanations. If you get his book, I'm telling you right now, he's going to cut through a lot of the wasted time that you've been putting out in your training. So Russell Clark also, and a great bodybuilder too. So now we have, wow, our top 3. We have Kevin Richardson, great natural bodybuilder. We have Russell Clark, great natural bodybuilder. Both of them over 50. I forgot that part. You know what? All 3 of them are over 50, okay? And my number 1, by far and away, and I say by far and away because, again, this is my list, my personal list. I'm completely biased, completely on this one, okay? And you all should check him out. And I'm not just biased because, hey man, I think he's great, and a friend of mine as well, but also the fact that he's been doing it, again, another one, for 40 plus years, and training people, getting results, training natural world champions, male and female, for over 40 years, okay? Still doing it to this day, an amazing physique to this day, as he's closing in on 60. Ian Duckett, Mr. Britain, Mr. World, natural, Ian Duckett. What's so special about Ian? Well, if you check out and get all of his written works, and I mean all of them because they're all worthy from all the way back in the day. If you get them, I'm going to put the link for his website, his social media links, all of that down below. If you get his books and any of his writings from back in the day to this very day, you're going to find they're loaded with information. They're loaded with how to manage your next 4 decades of training. How to not get stuck on just one way of working out, one routine. As much of a high-intensity trainer as Ian is, I'm going to tell you this right now. He's not so dogmatic that there's only one single way of doing things. You as his client, you as someone that he would train, he would do sort of like I would do. I would, give you what's best for you. That's it. You being the client. And the success that he's pulled over the last 40 years of doing this or more has been amazing. And so I really enjoy, that's not low-key lurking when I'm checking out his channel, by the way, and his social media links, all that stuff. I'm checking him out because he gives out the information, because it's motivating, all of that. And by the way, notice out of my, let's see, I got 5 people that I mentioned throughout this. There is a element in this. Top 2 are from the UK. Interesting. And they both have that industrial strength attitude of training and just nose to the grindstone. They just do what they do. Ian Duckett, Russell Clark, Dorian Yates just does what he does. I mean, like a cyborg. When he lays out a plan, he follows the plan from A to Z. That's what these guys do. Kevin Richardson, American. Well, he's not originally American, but American now. And then, of course, Vincent. I think he's American. So the UK guys, they have a little bit more of an industrial, I keep saying it that way, but it's a hardcore attitude. And for that matter, I got to tell you a little side story before I go, and that is that when I competed in natural bodybuilding, even at the world championship level, I would see the competitor list prior to each show that I competed in to see who was going to be in the show. And I have to be honest, 100%. I always looked at who was coming to the show from the UK. And the reason why was I knew they were coming in ripped to their eyeballs. I knew they were coming in shape no matter what. I knew that there was just no way they'd show up fat and out of shape. It's almost like a national pride thing for them, that part of the world. They'd come on in ripped to the bone every single time. And it's impressive. That's really the mental game in natural bodybuilding, is that it takes that dogged determination just to push and say, I'm going to do this, get in the best shape possible, no matter what. And just when most of us think that we're in shape, they're just getting in shape. So, that's it for today. My top 3 hitters. Hope you enjoy this. And listen, down below in the comments section, tell me what you think of my list. Give me your list. I'd love to see it. You all know I see that list. And yeah, before you go, listen, off to my left, you're going to see this disc pop up next to my head. That is a subscribe button for my channel. Won't you please give it a tap? Subscribe to my channel. It makes a big, big difference. Keeps me going in this realm. And then off to your left, or maybe it's dead center, the thumbs up button. Please give this video a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm gets lit up every time you do that, and so do I. Let's do it. I'll see you soon. From my heart to you, John Hart.